Seja o guitarrista que você sempre sonhou e venha evoluir na guitarra de verdade comigo. Estou te esperando aqui no MB Guitar Academy.
Dream Theater just released Personia,
Yeah.
and this album marks the return of Mike Portnoy to the band. So I'd like to start by asking you, how did Mike's return happen? It was Mike who approached the band approached Mike. What made you guys as a band decide that this was the right moment to have Mike back?
Well, it had been many, many years since he was in the band. I think it was like 13 years since he
Yeah.
left. And, it's impossible to say that it wasn't part of our thinking that maybe one day he would come back. I mean, maybe some of us more than other people, you know. Um, and that, Mike Portnoy started this band. I mean, he was also the reason that probably one of the main reasons that I'm even in it. So I think this, you let the clouds move and the weather changes and then things happen. And it's finally like, okay, well, this is a great time for him to, to return to the band and it just made sense for everybody, the timing of that, and something that we all wanted to see happen. So it just took a lot of changes in different relationships and situations to kind of allow it to happen. And so finally it did.
Great. Let's talk about Parasomnia, about the writing process for Parasomnia. How nostalgic it was for you guys. Did it feel like the old days? It was brand new? Was something different? What can you say about this?
Well, it's interesting because when Mike came into the studio to work with us with Dream Theater again, it was kind of like we didn't even miss a beat. It was like I kept having to say to myself, God, it's been a long time since he was here. But the reality was it didn't really feel like that. It felt like it was just the other day because the chemistry, between us is so powerful and so right. I mean, it just was like we got right back to work. The same kind of like dynamic, the same kind of working relationship. And it was very productive and it felt great. We jumped right back in.
Great. And listening to Parasomnia, at some points during the record, I get the impression that you guys are just having fun. During some instrumentals in the album, I can hear Mike Portnoy changing rhythms, and the riff continues, and I'm just thinking, the guys are just having their fun. Am I right, or is this just the usual excitement of a fan hearing an album with the band's classical lineup after so long?
Oh, I think it was definitely like a renewed kind of energy. In the course of a band like Dream Theater that's been around for so many years, I mean, things happen. People have come and gone, not too many, luckily. But, there's definitely, like for this particular situation and Mike coming back, we were all so energized and all just really happy to have kind of like this core group back together again. So, from that perspective, with that additional kind of burst of energy, there was a lot of fun. So we were enjoying kind of like revisiting the way that we work together, and the kind of things that Mike does, like you're making a good example, which is that we'll play a riff and he'll treat it one way rhythmically, and then all of a sudden we continue on the same riff, but he's like turns it upside down and starts playing it in, from groups of 4 to groups of 3, and then it's all these, and I would say that is really fun,